Today we are going to be adding some leaves and stems and greenery around our flowers using oil pastels. So you can use different shades of green when you are doing this. You'll just be drawing them on with oil pastels. And then we're gonna also add some creatures on them. And for this, we're going to be using paper, scissors, and glue to collage over top of our painted print CD backgrounds. So I'm just going to start by adding some leaves in the open space around my flowers. So I might draw it using my oil pastel to fill in my leaf. Now leaves are usually growing beneath flowers, so they should be touching it. See how I'm using heavy pressure to push down and fill that leaf in. Now I could take another shade of green to outline my leaf too. And I'm kind of using a point on my oil pastel to make those lines. Since this is really thick, I kind of turn it on its side to do that. And again, I'm pushing pretty hard. So I'm gonna just add some leaves. You could also add like stems or little twirly designs around to kind of show different vines around your flowers. Using the different shades of green as well. You could do it one thickness, or you could double it. Maybe it's a really thick vine, just to kind of lead your eye through this artwork of flowers. Now that I have added some leaves and vines with my oil pastels, I'll put the oil pastels away into the bin. Now I'm going to be using scissors, a glue stick, and paper to make some different creatures. So I have some little scraps of paper that you can use to make any kind of creature that you can imagine. You can brainstorm, think about bugs and creatures that you've seen around flowers in your life, or maybe you're brainstorming some imaginary creatures. I also have this gold sheet with some different ideas to help you out too. So first of all, I'm looking at the colors of my flowers, and I want to have some creatures that will stand out. So maybe not the exact same color as my flower. So I have a lot of warm colors here. So maybe I'm going to make something that's a cool color, or even white. White is a great color to use as well. So I'm taking these scraps and I'm going to, this one's folded in half already, so I'm actually going to keep it folded because I know that bugs are symmetrical. So I'm going to draw half of a bug, so that's half of a circle, and another half of an oval to make this bug. And if I cut it out while it's folded, when I open it up, I will have one bug. So watch this trick. If I open it up, now I have a bug. Next, I can use a Sharpie to add some details. So maybe I want to show where the head and the body are. So I could draw that line. I could draw some eyes, a little mouth on my bug maybe, some antennas. I could show that my bug has wings. I could add a pattern or dots or stripes using my Sharpie. So this in between spot, you can even fill some things in. So I'm gonna fill this all in, okay? So now I have a little bug. Now this is actually a pretty big bug for a flower. I wouldn't want my bug to be much bigger than that because bugs are pretty small, okay? Another cool creature you can create is something called a larva or a worm. So I have this kind of like tannish color that I'm gonna I don't even need to draw this. I'm gonna make a curvy line, okay? And then I'm gonna make another curvy line that's almost the same. And then I'm going to connect them. And I didn't even draw that on with a pencil. So we could make worms to be crawling on our flowers. So again, now I've cut this shape out. Now I could use this shape for another smaller worm. Ooh, I think I have 2 worms that I want to use now. Scraps are awesome things to look at because they might give you ideas. So now I have 2 worms. I'm gonna draw a couple eyes and a mouth and maybe just some lines to show the part of the worm body, and then this one's gonna be a little tiny worm. Smile. Okay. So now I have a couple made. I know that these bugs are really small, so I don't want to lose them. I'm actually going to glue them on right away using my glue stick. So I'm going to take my lid off my glue. Oh, this one's already kind of up. So I'll just take whatever I made, rub a little glue on it, decide where it should go on the flower. So see how there's not paint here? I think that's a great spot for me to put my bug to add even more color to my artwork. Then I give it a little massage. Now I'm gonna decide where my worms are gonna go. So I add that glue on the back of my paper that I cut out for my worm. This worm's gonna sit on top of a leaf. Oh, what a fun idea. Now they can all be facing different directions because they might be traveling to different places. It's totally up to you. I think I'm gonna keep my worms kind of traveling on the greenery. I like that idea. So this one's on a vine, so I'm going to press it down. Now I want to make sure it stays down. If it doesn't stick, I might need to add more glue, or I might need to give the back of my paper a really good massage. So if I'm done using my glue for a little bit, I'll put my lid on it, and then I'll go back to my scrap bins and keep making bugs. I would try to make at least 5 bugs, if not more. As you continue to work on the collage, think about bugs that you know, be inspired by the colors of paper that we have, and make sure you're using good cutting craftsmanship with whatever you create. Don't forget to use your Sharpie to add details. You can make caterpillars and butterflies. Remember the trick to fold your paper in half and then cut out your creature so that it is symmetrical. Once you have cut out one part of a bug, you could use more paper to glue another part. So see how I used the yellow paper to add the body of my butterfly, glue that on, and then glue it on to my paper. Make sure you're giving your paper a massage and always adding details with your Sharpie. My last bug that I found 2 pieces of blue that were already cut, as well as some pieces of white that reminded me of wings. So I just took those pieces. I barely even had to cut them out because the scraps were already there. Here's the body that I just glued down. Then I glued down the head and the 2 white pieces for wings. And then I finally add my Sharpie details. I can't wait to see the bugs that you create. Good luck!